Hi everybody, I'm Michael and this is California. So today we're going to be talking about stimulus checks and how they affect some of the different benefit programs and needs-based programs that individuals are on here in the United States. So I know that a lot of money is flying around. There's $1,200 stimulus checks, $500 stimulus checks for dependents, there's unemployment, there's extra $600 for unemployment, and a lot of folks are really concerned about how this money could affect some of the programs that they're already using, mainly programs like SSI or Medicaid or SNAP or even health insurance through their health exchange or Covered California here in California. So today we're going to talk about how these new stimulus checks and how this extra money that's floating around can affect someone's eligibility for those programs and how it may not affect some of the other programs. So let's take a look at some of the different programs that we're talking about, as well as the different amounts of money that someone could get from all these different stimulus and lockdown protection programs. So again, the three main programs that we are going to talk about today are Medicaid, SSI, and SNAP. And that's because those are the largest programs here in the United States that are needs-based programs. And that means that they're calculated based on someone's income and household size and really the need that they have to be able to get these benefits. And with all this money floating around, it's easy to see how having a large influx of cash could really affect the way that these programs run. So let's take a look at Medicaid as an example. So first you can see here is a chart that shows something called the federal poverty level. And like it sounds, it's an average of all the states put together. So if you live in California and Kentucky and Wyoming, they put all of it together and they get a limit to where the poverty line is for the country. And that's at 100%. So if you are below 100%, then you are impoverished according to the chart. If you are above 100%, then you are not impoverished. Now, obviously, it doesn't calculate the difference in cost if you live in California versus living in Wyoming, but it's just a federal average overall, and it's the number that they typically use to figure out what level of plan that or what level of program you're eligible to get. So in this case, for Medicaid here in California, it's set at 138% of the federal poverty level. And for one person, that's around $17,000. And so when we look at that amount, if you can imagine you got the stimulus check or you got the dependent stimulus check, then that really could change how much money you're getting throughout the month, as well as unemployment. So with a household of 4 people, for example, 2 parents and 2 children, that means that you could get a $1,200 stimulus check for each parent, so that's $2,400, plus $500 per dependent. So that's $500 plus $500. So that could put you at $3,400 worth of extra money that could definitely change where you are along this chart and obviously change your eligibility status. Now, luckily for us and for individuals who are using those kinds of programs, the stimulus check money actually is not going to be counted against you as an income or an asset as long as it's used within 12 months of getting it. So over the next 12 months, as long as you use that extra money to buy groceries or live your life, as long as it's not in that bank account after 12 months, then that cost will not count against you. But any money that's left over, that's been kind of squirreled away, if you've been saving it, it will count against, eligibility for Medicaid, for SSI, as well as food stamp or SNAP. Another side of this is going to be for unemployment. So unemployment actually will count for some parts of the program and will not count for other. So there's 2 types of unemployment. There's 2 parts of unemployment that's happening right now. There's a normal unemployment, which is here in California, a maximum of $450 per week. And so every week you get $450. Now, because of all the lockdown and some of the extra stimulus that's happening and some of the other state programs that are federal programs that are happening, it means that it's possible to get an additional $600 for the next couple of months every week on top of the $450. So that would put somebody at $450 plus $600, put you at $1,050 per week or $4,200 per month. Now that's a lot of extra money that maybe perhaps somebody wasn't getting before. Now for luckily for Medicaid, only half of it, only part of the unemployment is going to count. So the unemployment that is received, the normal unemployment, that $450, that will count as an asset, and it could put you over or change your eligibility within the program for Medicaid or even for SNAP. But luckily the $600 will not count. So that extra $600 is going to be, as long as it's used within 12 months, will actually not count against anybody for for the purposes of assets or calculating that. So unemployment, for the portion that you get that is normal, the $450, or it could be less depending on income. So if you make less income, then unemployment is a little bit less, but the $600 is not going to count for that. Now, if you have other needs-based programs that are health-based, for example, anything health insurance through the exchanges like Covered California or healthcare.gov, then that $600 as well as the unemployment amount will actually count for that. But for Medicaid, for SSI, and for SNAP or food stamps, this extra $600 and the stimulus checks will not count for income as long as it's used within 12 months. All right, everybody. So that's it for today. I hope you found this information useful and helpful. And if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment in below if you have a question. I'll be happy to make a new post or create a video to answer those questions. Also, for California, our main service is health insurance. So we know health insurance specifically here in California. So if you do need help applying for Medi-Cal or Medicaid, as it's called in the rest of the country, Covered California, Medicare, or even health insurance for your small business, that is what we do and that is what we know. Additionally, all of our services are always free. So as long as you're here in California, there are no costs for any of the services that we ever provide. So if you do have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to us in the information below or shoot me a comment, or even you can shoot an email as well. So other than that, I'm Michael and this is California, wishing you a happy, healthy day.